One of the most important misconceptions that owners of construction and contracting companies have is that certain marketing strategies aren't really necessary for getting to the next level and achieving hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. And that's just not the case, because what you'll find is that if you go across the board and look at every one of the large companies that are either doing billions or hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue in the construction space or in the various trades, they all have strong marketing strategies and best practices put in place. They have strong SEO strategies and tactics. They have schema, they have canonical tags, they have alt tags, they have image tags, they have interlinking, they have content production, they have all these best practices. And that's really important because for the construction and contracting company owners who are doing tens of millions of dollars, which is very successful, and are looking to get to the next level, a lot of times what you'll find is that what got you to where you are won't necessarily get you to where you want to be. And what you ultimately have to do is start filling in some of those tactics and strategies that were missing from what your competitors are ultimately doing. And if you have ambitious goals and you're trying to get to the next level, you're going to have to turn to some of these tactics, because what you end up finding is that the way the decision makers are deciding who to assign major projects is not just the existing relationships, but they're also turning to search engines, and they're turning to AI, and they're turning to AI tools as well. They're asking ChatGPT about different factors and reviews and credibility markers and all these things to research different elements of every company. And so if you aren't showing up when those decision makers or key stakeholders are running searches in search engines or in AI tools, and it's going to be really difficult for you to win a lot more of those projects. What's also not really well understood, though, is if you not only want to just win those major projects, but just want to instead improve the quality of the projects that you do get, then once again, having the right tactics and marketing strategies in place are going to be important to make sure that you can control the leads that you have coming into your business. And that's important because we hear it all the time, either from portfolio companies that we own or clients or anyone else that's in our network that we work with. We hear it all the time to say, listen, I have no problem getting jobs. My phone is ringing all the time. There's a lot of demand in your market. So why would I need to run more marketing? Because I'm going to create more of the jobs I'm already getting. And what we end up going back and explaining is that it's not just about getting more jobs, but it's also about getting the right jobs. Meaning, if you're not really hitting the targets for margins that you want per job, or you're not getting the high quality jobs that you want, or the high ticket price jobs, or not getting enough of them consistently enough, all of that is a function of not having the right effective marketing tactics, best practices, and strategies in place. And you don't really have to take our word or my word or any of our portfolio companies' words for it. You can simply just go out there and look at who the best in a particular industry or space is, and then ask yourself. All you have to do is look at the best in a particular industry or spaces and look at what they're doing, studying success, because as the saying goes, success leaves clues. And so if you're looking at those clues that the successful companies in your space look at, and if you have a particular competitor that you feel like is blanketing the whole market, like they are everywhere, everyone is always talking about them, they're on every job, they're submitting every bid, and they're maybe winning the projects that you want to win, you can study what they're doing, and I guarantee you that they have the best practices put in place. Guarantee you they have strong SEO. I guarantee you that they have strong strategies around ads and content. I guarantee you that they have strong interlinking for their content, that they have the right tags in place, that they have the right schema. I guarantee you that they are not skipping the basics. And so if you're complacent and you're happy with what you're doing, which is great, right? Like if you are a contractor and an owner of a construction business and you've built your company up to tens of millions of dollars of revenue, that's very impressive. And you're generating millions, mid to low seven figures of profit per year. What you've accomplished is great. You're in the top 1%. You're accomplished wonderful things, and it's amazing. If you're happy at that level, then it's understandable if you would not necessarily want to put in a lot of those best practices in place. But the challenge is maybe one day you want to transfer that business to someone. If you want to sell that business to someone, they may not have the same relationships that you do. It may be difficult to transfer those relationships. The business may be perceived as risky for that person. It could either be your current employees, it could be a family member, it could be a private equity investor, it could be anyone. When you haven't done the things necessary to bring down the risk in the business, such as putting in those systems and those machines and those best practices, it makes it difficult to transfer that legacy that you're probably really proud of. So it's not just really about you or about beating the best company in their industry or about getting to the next level or scaling this big enterprise or going from $5 and $6, $7 million to tens of millions of dollars of EBITDA and earnings per year. It could also be about making the business longer term, longer lasting, more transferable, and building out your legacy further.